Eureka, Grade 2, Module 3, Lesson 5. Write base 10 three-digit numbers in unit form. Show the value of each digit. Before we get started today, there are a couple of items you're going to need. You will need your personal whiteboard and your dry erase marker. You can pause the video now to go and get these items. When you come back, press play. Welcome back. Let's review what we've been working with. Here's our place value chart. It shows our ones, tens, and hundreds. I have a number already in here, represented by our place value blocks. How many hundreds do you see? 2. There are 2 hundreds. How many tens do you see? 3. There are 3 tens. And how many ones? 4. 4 ones. We could say that we have 2 hundreds, 3 tens, and 4 ones. What is the number represented by 2 hundreds, 3 tens, and 4 ones? If you said 234, you're correct. 100, 200, 210, 220, 230, 231, 232, 233, 234. Well, if 2 hundreds, 3 tens, and 4 ones equals 234, what does 3 tens, 4 ones, and 2 hundreds equal? It's not written exactly the same. Let's take a look. I have 3 tens, 4 ones, 2 hundreds. It looks like my blocks match up. Here's 2 hundreds, 4 ones, and 3 tens. They're just not in the same order. But I know that 3 tens, 4 ones, and 2 hundreds is still 234. They equal the exact same, even though when I wrote it out in unit form, it wasn't written in the same order. Let's look at 234 on my place value cards. When I slide them together, the digits line up perfectly to make the number 234. The 4 being in the ones digit place value spot, the 3 in the tens value place digit spot, and the 2 in the hundreds value place digit spot. I can also slide those cards apart. When I do, I see that I have 200, 30, and 4. 234. The value of the 2 in the number 234 is 200. The value of 3 in the number 234 is 30. The value of 4 in the number 234 is 4. Let's go back to our place value chart. Here are our blocks again. 2 hundreds, 3 tens, and 4 ones. I want you to tell me, how many of each number do I have? Let's start with ones. How many ones place value blocks do I have? 4. Great. Now let's do our tens. How many tens place value blocks do I have? 3. I have 3 tens. And let's look at our hundreds. How many hundreds place value blocks do I have? 2. 2 hundreds, 3 tens, 4 ones. When we write the number like this, we call this unit form. We're writing it, expanding it to include the name of the unit. 2 hundreds, that's the unit. 3 tens, that's the unit. 4 ones, that's the unit. We call this unit form. I can also write 234 like this. 234. When we write it this way, this is called word form. I'm writing all of these numbers out in their word form. 234. These are just different ways we can write the same number. 2 hundreds, 3 tens, 4 ones is the same as 234. And it's also the same as when we write it out in word form, 234. Each of these expressions are representing the same number, 234. When I expand my place value cards, it doesn't change the fact that it's still 2 hundreds, 3 tens, and 4 ones, or 234. Just because you're seeing the number 200 doesn't mean I have 200 hundreds. No, it just means I have two groups of 100, which makes 200. When you see 30, it means I have three groups of 10, which makes 30. Let's look at our number bond. I have the number 371. I have lines drawn out on this number bond, a spot for hundreds, tens, and ones. I want to break apart 371 into its unit parts. I could think of 371 as 370 and 1. This is just expanding it. I would put 300 in one of my place value spots on the number bond. That's one part of the number 371. I could add 70 to a different spot in my number bond. It's another part of 371. And of course, I can't forget the 1. It's still a part of the number 371. I have 300, 70, and 1. 3 groups of hundreds makes 3 hundreds. 7 tens, 1 1. We're going to have some fun. Get your whiteboard and your marker. We're going to have a little virtual quiz. But this is a fun quiz, just to see how you do. You can self-check, and then you'll know what you need to work on. Here we go. I want you to write the answer to this question on your whiteboard. Then I'll give you the answer. You can check it to see if you are correct. Here we go. What is the value of 4 in the number 542? Remember, I'm going to expand these cards in just a moment, and you will be able to see the value of the number 4. But for right now, I want you to write on your whiteboard, what is the value of 4 in 542? Okay, are you ready to check your work? If you wrote 40, you're correct. 542. The value of the 4 was 40, 4 tens. Let's try another one. Erase your whiteboard. Here we go. What is another way to write 5 ones, 3 tens, and 2 hundreds? Don't be tricked by this question. 5 ones, 3 tens, 2 hundreds. Pay special attention to the order the units are listed in. What is another way to write 5 ones, 3 tens, and 2 hundreds? We would call this writing it in its standard form, without the unit form. Write on your whiteboard, what is another way to write 5 ones, 3 tens, 2 hundreds? Okay, at any point in time, you can pause the video. Let's check your work. Here we go. Did you get 235? Let's look up here at this phrase, this unit form phrase. It said 5 ones. There are my 5 ones. Next, I had 3 tens. I write my 3 tens here because it takes 10 ones to make 1 10. That means ones are the smaller unit and tens are bigger. Here are my 2 hundreds. That's the biggest unit we're working with right now, so it goes over here on the left. 5 ones, 3 tens, 2 hundreds makes the number 235. Good job! Wipe your whiteboard clean. Let's try another question. I want you to write 905 in unit form. Remember, we learned that unit form tells us how many hundreds, tens, and ones are in a number. Take a minute to write on your whiteboard 905 in unit form. If you need more time, you can always pause the video. Let's check your work. Write 905 in unit form. If you had 9 hundreds, 0 tens, and 5 ones, you got it. This 5 represents 5 ones. We have that written here. This 0 represents the tens place value. There are 0 tens right now, but it's still important to hold that place. And this 9 represents 9 hundreds. 9 hundreds, 0 tens, and 5 ones. That's how we write 905 in unit form. Way to go! Last one. Wipe your whiteboard clean, and here we go. The first thing you'll need to do is draw a number bond. Start with one circle at the top. Draw 3 lines coming out from your top circle and connect them with one more circle at the end of the line. That will make your number bond. Write the number 684 in your top circle. I want you to use this number bond to show how many ones, tens, and hundreds are in 684. Remember, we're breaking it apart, thinking about it expanded. How many hundreds? How many tens? How many ones? Take a second to fill out your number bond. If you need more time, just pause the video. Let's check your work to see how you did. We have 6 hundreds, which is 600. 8 tens makes 80, and 4 ones is 4. 684 is 680 and 4 in our number bond. Hot diggity dog, you did great today. Good work. Remember, head back to Seesaw to complete your assignment.